Brand and I were flying back from Scottsdale just last week, and we're flying JSX. And we started flying over my house on the way back, like directly over. I was like, that's kind of funky. Yeah, most planes don't fly this route. Then we started shooting the same approach that I've done into John Wayne before,
Mhm.
just land up on a different runway. And I was like, this seems really familiar. And then it got, kind of bumpy and just every control was a little bit jerky. And I was like, wow, it feels kind of like this pilot's new. And then we were thinking about it. And I was like, Brandon, can you fly one of these planes with only a type rating and not an ATP?
Welcome to the Aviation Mentors Podcast, the podcast that takes your dreams of flight and turns it into reality.
Sponsored by Strass Financial, financing your flight training.
For pilots, by pilots. I'm Brandon Martini, a commercial pilot and flight instructor.
And I'm Carson Vasquez, I'm a private pilot.
Whether you're a seasoned pilot or beginner with dreams of flight,
Aviation Mentors is your source for expert insights, industry trends, and inspiring stories.
So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for this incredible journey through the skies.
And stay connected with us on social media for exclusive content.
And visit our website at www.aviationmentors.com and let us be your co-pilot on this adventure.
Welcome back, everybody, to another awesome and amazing episode of the Aviation Mentors Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone. I just got my voice back. So
Yeah, I cut Carson off. He does this stupid noise thing that I cannot take. And I made sure to turn his volume off in case he did it again.
yeah, Brandon's got this weird thing going.
Yeah. Well, we have a bunch of things that I want to talk about today. Besides, Carson and I have a debate on when an ATP is necessary. And
I'm going to hope you're right because you're the CFI here.
And it's going to be a very interesting one because I've done a little bit of research and both of us were partially correct and both of us were partially wrong.
It's kind of a gray area.
It's actually not gray. It's very black and white, but the way that we were thinking about it was in a gray way, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But I wanted to say thank you to somebody first off. I want to, yeah, not Carson.
No.
Actually, I will say thank you to Carson because he just set up my open claw.
Yeah, Brandon can finally have an assistant. That's nice.
Well, I've had a great assistant named Melvine for a little while, and before that it was Kathleen. And now I should have named the assistant something with Veen at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not that good.
Instead, it's named something else, but I can't disclose that publicly.
Yeah, keep it secret.
Yeah. Everybody want to know the code? It's But yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about my open claw setup. It's going to be kind of cool. But for those of you that don't know, I've been on a journey for the past, I don't know, it's probably been 9 to 12 months about becoming, actually, it's been over a year since I kind of started this journey, but I wanted to become an advisor to other companies. As you know, or as most of you know, I've run Stratus and we've done phenomenal things. We got Inc. 5000, number 113 last year. I think we're going to do something phenomenal again this year. So I'm really excited about that. And I wanted to kind of help other companies with that, being an advisor. And I wanted to do it for free for the first year. And hopefully in the future, I can also get paid for it. So it'll be an extra income stream long term. And we'll see how it goes. But so far, I'm helping several companies, and I'm getting tremendous value out of it because I'm helping somebody else build their dreams. And I believe they're getting a pretty good value out of it as well. But I've been helping this company, and it's a drone company. It's called XPECE, XPECE. And they're a drone company, and I can't talk about all the stuff that they're going to do in the future, but I'll tell you this, it's going to be super, super, super cool. But some of the stuff that they've already done right now, they specialize in fishing drones and waterproof drones. So you can literally drop this drone in the water
Yeah, it just comes back up.
and it will come up. You can even
That's usually
flip
the
it
kiss
back
of
over
death for a drone.
for a drone.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And outside of that, besides it just getting dropped in the water, you could drop the controller in the water and it'll float.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it's a pretty rad setup, actually. And I was really excited to kind of talk to the founder of that, and his name's Alex. And I've worked with several companies so far, and I got a package today from Alex. And hopefully Alex listens or watches this podcast. But check this out, Carson.
That's a cool looking bottle.
Look at this. This is what Alex got me. And it's a gin bottle. He doesn't know I drink wine. But he also doesn't know this, that if I do drink hard liquor, it's typically gin, which
cool.
is funny. So he got this really cool bottle, and it's got a picture of an owl just like flying above. And it kind of goes with my last name being Martini. But this was really, really cool. So Alex, thank you so much. I wanted to mention a thank you live on the air that you got this. And it says Spirit of the Dad on here. I can't wait to try it. It's going to be pretty cool. But very, very cool. So Alex, thank you for that nice gift. And he sent a whole handwritten letter, and that is a lost art, which was really, really cool to get. So I showed Carson the letter when I got it this morning, and I was pretty stoked. So Alex, thank you again. I'm happy to be part of your journey with XBC, and hoping to help build your company even further than it already has gotten today. It's pretty far already. If anybody's looking for drones, go check out their stuff. It is xpc.com, xpece.com. And I would love to hear your feedback. If you own or you've owned one of their drones, just kind of comment below if you're on anything. Oh, by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, we love YouTube. But we're going to be going video on Spotify and video on Apple as soon as it's available. So there will be multiple ways to watch Aviation Mentors. And I know that it's going to be in screen on iPhones and iPads and stuff. So that will be pretty rad. Instead of just being on YouTube, we'll be on everything via video and audio.
Oh, Tom.
I know. I just talked a whole lot, but thank you, XBC, again. And I'm very grateful to Spotify and Apple for coming up with some really cool stuff. So, Carson, I know we said we were going to talk about a debate on something. And can you give a little background on why this debate is happening and what happened on this debate and where it came from, et cetera, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, Brand and I were flying back from Scottsdale just last week, and we're flying JSX. It was my first time flying JSX. Found out it's not really much pricier than would be to fly Southwest or anything back home.
Big fan, by the way.
It was a great experience. I loved it. I'm fully on board, pun intended. And we're flying, and we started flying over my house on the way back, like directly over. I was like, that's kind of funky. Yeah, most planes don't fly this route. But then we started shooting the same approach that I've done into John Wayne before.
Mhm.
Just land up on a different runway. And I was like, this seems really familiar. And then it got, kind of bumpy, and just every control was a little bit jerky. And I was like, wow, it feels kind of like this pilot's new. And then we were thinking about it, and I was like, Brandon, can you fly one of these planes with only a type rating and not an ATP? And he's like, no, you need an ATP.
No. I said you do not need an ATP. And Carson said,
I said just the captain needs one, not the first officer.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
That's not what I remember you saying, but
You didn't
sure.
even have your AirPods in.
Sure, Carson. After you've already read our script, now you're going with that, huh?
I haven't read the script yet. No, I'm just gonna wing it.
Oh, wing it. Wing
Man, I
it.
can't stop with these. I'm sorry.
It's a punny day today, apparently.
But that was my thought, was only the captain would need one. And we got off the plane, and sure enough, the first officer did look young. And I was like, you got to be barely 21. But still within ATP range. So that's kind of what led to this question. We're like, do you need it? Do you not need it?
And I said, I don't think you need an ATP rating whatsoever.
And I'm pretty sure that the captain does.
And I said that if you're working under Part 91, then you don't need it at all.
But it depends if JSX is Part 135 or not.
And that is a fantastic question that I had looked up. So here's really the debate we were coming up with. If we want to go fly a jet, let's say Carson and I want to go fly that Embraer 175 that we were in the other day. I think it's 175. The question is, can we go fly it together with
Just a type
no ATP rating, but we have type rating? So I could
I
be
think
a
it's
captain.
a little heavier than
Okay.
12,500.
Exactly. Yes,
Just
we
a
need
little
type
bit.
rating. Okay. But can I go fly it with a commercial certificate? And as long as no one's getting paid, obviously we're flying it for ourselves. That's what we're saying.
Like if we were to go buy one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But if we were to go buy one and then fly it, could we?
Yes. So the answer would be, I would need a type rating, captain type rating. Carson would need an SIC type rating. So Carson, what did you think we would need? Would I need the ATP to go fly that?
I think you would need the ATP.
Okay. So I've done a little research because my assumption was, no, you would not need the ATP. And the answer is, we would not need an ATP.
Really? Neither
Correct.
of us.
Neither of us would need an ATP rating whatsoever. What's interesting is JSX operates under 14 CFR Part 380, which governs public charter operations. That's how public charter flights can be marketed and sold to the general public. Part 380 is a key piece that ties the whole structure together. But The actual aircraft operation happens under, guess what part?
91.
Part 135.
That's part 135.
And the business model and the tickets are sold to passengers fall under part 380. I know it's more and more complicated, right? Part 380 is public charter designation that allows Delux Public Charter to operate 30-seat jets on a on-demand Part 135 carrier rather than being classified under Part 121.
Which is scheduled operations.
Which are scheduled operations, exactly.
So they're not the ones scheduling it.
Yeah.
Delux is.
Yes, it's a total loophole, and that's why people like Southwest are trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, I'd be upset too if I found out there was a loophole.
Funny part is Southwest was created trying to use loopholes and going to small airports and being different and being cutting edge. And now Southwest is fighting the same people doing the same type of stuff they did when they first joined as an airline.
Well, yeah, it's taking their market. And JSX was a very nice experience.
It's a killer experience. You show up 20 minutes before.
Yeah, there was no issues.
Yeah.
We're the first ones on the plane.
We were the first ones on the plane.
And the last ones on the plane were 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
We're up and at them. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. JSX uses 135 aircraft operations. Therefore, any aircraft operating under Part 135 requires, this is the part where Carson was right, the PIC to be type rated and have an ATP rating. But the first officer does not.
I didn't think so because I remember talking to corporate pilots who said something along the same lines. Was that their captain?
Oh, corporate pilots? Oh, are we going down that road yet? Let's wait on that. Go ahead, Carson.
Do you want one at a time?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I remember them saying that they did not need an ATP. Just the captain,
needed the ATP.
Needed the ATP.
Okay, then. So I'm talking about JSX under a 135 operation.
It's getting real complicated real fast.
I know. I'm going to break it down right after this.
I like these loopholes.
You know what time it is, Carson?
Time's up, Brandon.
It's time to talk about one of our favorite companies.
Which company would that be?
Aviation Mentors is excited to be sponsored by the one and only Stratus Financial, dedicated to supporting the next generation of future aviators.
You know, Stratus Financial really understands the financial challenges that students face in pursuing their aviation dreams. That's why they offer student loans specifically tailored to aspiring pilots.
With competitive rates and flexible repayment plans, Stratus Financial helps take your aviation education to new heights.
So go visit their website today at www.stratus.finance. Just to be clear, that is not .com, it's .finance. And embark on your journey towards a sky full of possibilities.
Carson, it's time to get back to what we do best.
The show.
121 operator. Both people in the front of the cockpit.
Okay. Define 121.
121 is a air carrier. So it's all the airlines that we know and fly. Majors or minor ones. Yeah. Regional airlines. But they're an airline, right? That's 121 operators. Part 135 are people who kind of have on-demand aircraft, and they can rent out their airplanes to the public and say, hey, public, come rent my aircraft. And I'll provide pilots for $30,000 a flight. Yeah. And I can fly from whatever airport I want to whatever airport I want for this amount of money. And I'll sell you that flight. But I can't publicly say, hey, there's this flight available on this date at this time going from here to there. That's not allowed.
Got it. So you got to have a guy. You got to have a guy that knows a guy.
No. No. If you have a guy that knows a guy, it's probably a legal charter operation.
Illegal or illegal?
Illegal. It's an illegal charter operation. No, you need to, let's just say I call up ABC Charters. Okay.
So there's companies
or you can hit up my friend Antonio Ferrara. He owns a 135 operator. He's a broker for a bunch of 135
So operators. I know a guy that knows a guy.
You do know a guy that knows a guy, actually, but he's legal. He has total legal.
Okay.
He's a legal operator, but he's a broker. He finds the planes and he knows where they're at and markets the availability of that aircraft from.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but that sounds like a guy who knows a guy.
You know what, Carson? I guess you're kind of right. For a broker, a guy who knows a guy would work.
But
when you're thinking,
he's a broker and he has a network, and that's his whole business is finding the flights that are available,
Correct.
or
Exactly.
planes that they can rent for a flight.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
Mark's going to put in the comments below or in the show notes how to get a hold of Antonio, by the way, if you are somebody who wants to rent private jets or even turboprops or whatnot. So the question would be, yes, if you like know this guy who's got an airplane and he's got his own pilot, he can fly you over here and over there.
Sounds like a cartel.
That's like cartel, and that's illegal. Okay, there's a difference. Guy who knows a guy sounds so bad. I digress. Let's go back to it. All right. So a 135 operator has a plane. It's available. I want to rent it. I want to use the pilots from here to there, and let's go fly somewhere. Okay. That needs captain needs an ATP rating. First officer needs a commercial pilot rating certificate.
Okay. That makes sense.
Got it. Corporate pilot.
You tell me.
You were talking corporate pilot, Carson. So what is a corporate pilot? Let's try and define this. What do you think a corporate pilot is?
Yeah, Stratus Financial. If we made a ton of money and we're able to buy our own CRJ.
Or let's change it even from there. Let's call it the Aviation Mentors jet.
Okay. Aviation
See, just
Mentors
like
jet.
this one up here.
Yeah. So say we're able to buy a King Air. Would that
Okay.
change things? Or
No,
okay. So
that'd be fine.
we're able to buy a King Air. And then we hire a pilot who's on our payroll for Aviation Mentors.
Uh-huh.
And all he does is just fly around that plane
Yeah.
whenever we want.
Yeah.
So it's a plane big enough that needs a type rating. I think do all King Air? That's a different rabbit hole. I'm not going down there yet.
I wouldn't
Okay.
go down there. But let's
I'm
just
not
say
ready to-
let's just say it's a really big King Air and it
So
needs a
huge
type rating.
King Air needs a type rating and needs 2 pilots. What are the rules here?
Or even one pilot, but either way.
But that's what I imagine corporate pilot says. Are we?
Yeah, either
Like
one.
that,
It can be
yeah.
a single pilot or two
Yeah,
pilot.
sure.
Doesn't matter. Either way. Yes, that would be a corporate pilot.
Okay.
Okay. What part do you think they operate under?
135.
Wrong. It would be under Part 91. Person. We'd be operating under Part 91, which no ATP rating is required under Part 91.
Yeah, this is confusing. I wish there was like a book they sold that just had all the rules in it I can read.
There is.
Oh,
There is.
there
It's called
When's the last one? When's
The
last
FARAIM,
one?
and it's a 2026 out now today. Find it on Amazon or your local pilot shop or something. I don't know, or Aircraft Spruce.
For some fun nighttime reading.
Hey, I've
I'll
read the
knock
whole
Gray out.
thing back and forth at least 3 or 4 times.
You know, the thing that really blew my mind was when I was reading it during my private pilot training, and I finished it. I was like, wow, I know everything there is to know. And then someone told me that's just the stuff that really applies to you. There's,
Oh,
all the parts that are missing here, they didn't just skip around.
they did skip a few, but
yeah, but I mean, for the most part, all these parts exist and are current, and that's all available online somewhere.
yes, you can find that on the
Yeah.
FAA's website.
That threw me for a loop.
And actually, it's part of the DOT, so you can probably find it on the DOT's website, not all the FAA, because not all parts have to do with aviation. They also do with roads and trains, planes, trains, and automobiles.
Really?
Really. All right, back to the subject before we get too off topic, too much.
That's quick.
I know. I'm trying real hard today, everybody. Bear with us. Okay, so with Part 91, you do not need an ATP rating. So I'm going to break this down. 121, both pilots need ATP rating. Part 135, one pilot needs ATP rating. Part 91, no pilots have to have an ATP rating.
Neither. Just commercial and type rating.
Sometimes not even a commercial. What if you went and bought your own King Air? Single pilot IFR King Air.
If I just wanted to have one and
Okay.
I had the cash.
If you had the cash, you had the ratings, you had the hours, all of this, blah, blah, blah. Would you need the ATP rating?
I don't
No, you would not, Carson.
know.
No ATP rating. You would likely have to have
Okay,
a type rating. I
makes
think the C90 might be the exception. There's certain model. It looks just like a King Air. It's like a baby King Air.
Oh.
Yeah. So C90 actually would not need one unless the engines would require it. So that's a whole nother topic that we can go down.
The C90 seems pretty small. I can fly C172.
It's much. You know what I could fly, baby? Oh, I'm 50.
Yeah. You think the C17's big?
Should see a 150. That's funny. All right. So, but there are some differences. So if you were going to go fly that in a 135 operation, which requires you to have a 135 certificate, then yes, one of the pilots, or if it's only a single pilot, you would need the ATP rating.
Got it. After working with the FISDO, I wonder who they had schmooze to go through this whole process and getting the dual company set up and going through the loophole. Because I know the FISDOs I've heard about you working with is
Well, I've dealt with a lot of great people at FISDOs. I've also dealt with people who are power trips at FISDOs. I would say in general, the majority of the people that work at FISDOs are here to help serve the public, serve the administrator, and serve the people that go into them. So actually, I think that they just went by the rules and got it done.
yeah, what I can imagine the arguments that would be had.
Oh, there'd be a lot of arguments. A lot of attorneys were definitely involved.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I got a question.
sure. Be a
So
good one.
it's a pretty good one. So you've taken a course for your ATP. You didn't finish it.
Yeah,
You're slacking.
yeah.
Do you remember that thing you said to me about like me not finishing things?
I know you just got to finish what you start, and I haven't
Yeah,
done it.
wow. That was a couple years ago too.
It was. I'm hoping it's still valid. I don't know if that certificate expires. I don't think it does, but it could.
But anyway, you've taken the course. You've done some of the training for it. Why do you think that the captains are required to have this? Like what do you learn in this course that's such different knowledge that a captain can have it, first officer doesn't need it? Or sometimes, in corporate flying, it was a Part 91
I
that neither of them need it.
Honestly, I mean, if I could pass my written, that's all I have to do. I have to go pass my written. I haven't taken it yet,
You
by the way.
struggle with written tests.
I
It's
do. I
okay.
struggle with written test. If I pass my written, I can go take the ATP rating, and I know how to fly it.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I mean, what do you learn in this course that's just, is it just diplomatic and political? That's the reason they created the
I
ATP?
I mean, I don't think that's the reason why they created the ATP, but you learn more of like how to fly as a professional. Like, for example,
Like, is that
wh-
where the pilot voice comes in?
yes, please pay attention to your cabin crew. They are here for your
Yeah, is that
safety
part of the
and
course?
sometimes for your comfort. Actually, a little bit. Even in it, we were talking about only turning certain degrees, which is why I said on that plane the other day, like, this is a wild that we're turning this steep,
Yeah.
so you don't spill somebody's coffee. Like
That was something that was discussed?
it was discussed. Yeah. I
Huh.
mean, that was a little minor thing, but yeah, I mean,
No, it's passenger comfort.
passenger comfort was emphasized.
Yeah.
Also, checklist usage, proper checklist usage, and proper crew management in a 121 setting. All of these things were emphasized, and I would say that is the only reason or emphasis area that was majorly different than anything else. I mean, the rest of the stuff is just fly the aircraft, make sure it's comfortable for your passengers, make sure you're completing things in a safe way, et cetera, et cetera. So there are things that go ahead and are processed in that way, but I would say those are kind of the major ones.
And how much does it cost to go get your ATP?
When I did it, I don't know, it could be more than that, but I went to ATP Jets. It was 9 or 10 grand for the CTP course. Then you need to go take your written, and you need to take a check ride in a multi-engine or a single, depends what ATP you're getting, and that's it.
Okay, so not in aviation terms, not bad.
No, it's not that bad at all.
And do you know if airlines still pay for it and put you through all that?
Oh yeah, if you go get
Okay.
hired in an airline, they pay for your ATP rating.
Got it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Do you think it makes you more desirable if you already have it, or do you think they're going to put you through the training anyway?
I mean,
This is
they're
something
not
we
going to
want
put
to
you
experience.
they're not going to put you through the CTP course, which is a requirement to get your ATP. So possibly you could get a leg up and make more money, like because they're going to save 5 to 10 grand on you. So maybe that gives you a little leg up, but I don't think it gives you a major leg up. I think we'd really have to talk to a recruiter about that to get a
this is
real
not right.
answer. But I know that there's lots of people that have it because it does make your resume stand out more than somebody who doesn't have it, right? Because now they know that.
Well, I mean, think about
at
the
least you
commercial
can.
flying you can do.
Yeah, at least you can go through the CTP course, and you pass through that, and you pass your ATP written, etc. So I mean, those are all things that matter.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Wow, I feel like I'm more knowledgeable already.
I feel like you are too. So I think that's about all we can go. Today's shorter episode, I know. Actually, it's kind of back to our roots. 25 minutes we're at right now on recording, which will probably get dumbed down to, I don't know, 12 or 13 or something. No, I'm just kidding. It'll probably get down to like 23 or something along those lines. But those are pretty heavy topic. If you're confused by now, just send us a message. We'll help straighten it out.
Send it to Brandon.
You don't want to use it?
Oh man, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the loopholes. I'm trying to envision what the attorneys had to go through. That's got to be a nightmare.
Oh, actually, before we finish this up, why don't we jump through one other thing? Part 121 operations. They have a mandatory retirement age. 65 years old. Right? Guess how old
You're
you
getting close to that.
I'm not. Well, I guess my beard's growing out. It's quite gray, so maybe I am. But only internally I'm getting that old, not externally. All right. So besides the mandatory retirement age of 65, what do you think it is in a Part 135 or Part 91?
I don't think there is one.
There is not one whatsoever. You could fly until you're 105 if you want.
Wow.
Yeah, as long as you can pass a medical.
That's the tough part.
All right, cool.
That was a pretty dense topic.
It was dense. A lot of numbers, unfortunately, and 3-letter words and all sorts of things. But I was pretty excited for all of that. So that was a fun one, and that came out of a flight,
We
a
were
business.
on the flight talking about it, and
Yeah.
Brandon immediately sent it to our group chat for Aviation Mentors. He was like, "We're talking about this next episode." I was like, "Oh man, I don't know what I got myself into."
I know. Well, it's always fun to do these episodes and kind of debate episodes, and but there's always a source of truth for the debates, and that source of truth is the FAR aim. So,
As long as it's interpreted correctly, which is always a tough time.
agreed. I also want to say congratulations to the Parallel Marketing team. As of today, we are officially live. You can check that out on all the social media, especially on LinkedIn, Parallel Marketing. We're working on new branding for the aviation industry, and if you're a flight school, it is fantastic for you to check that out. So please go on parallelmarketingcompany.com or find them on LinkedIn, Parallel Marketing. Well, as all of you know, if you want to reach out to us, reach us at our emails, brandon@aviationmentors.com, Carson or producer @ Also, find us on LinkedIn. I just had a couple more people follow me and become my friend on LinkedIn the other day. It happened to say pilot on their.
Aw.
I know, so I knew exactly where they probably found us. So I made sure to add them on, even though they didn't put a message. So thank you for joining me on LinkedIn. It's always nice. Also, don't forget to hit like, follow, subscribe, stream, all the words that you're supposed to use, and click all over the place on social media, as we know, on whatever streaming platform or watching us on platform you're on. It's a huge part of helping us grow the aviation community, and also, of course, helping us grow the podcast. So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening today.
Thank you, everybody. And as a wrap up for the day, remember, here to guide you in your aviation journey. So fly safe and enjoy the ride.
See ya.